You're watching Iowa Live on CW Iowa 23.
Good morning, everybody. It's 7:40 right now. Welcome back to the program. Lou and Jackie here. Hopefully your day is starting off in a very positive manner. And a show of hands, how many people have brushed your teeth already this morning?
I hope so.
Everybody. Okay, people watching, I'm talking to you because that's what we're talking about here this morning. We're talking about oral health.
Yeah, very sexy topic this Wednesday morning, but have a wonderful guest joining us from an amazing organization, Dental Connections. This is Emily Mendez. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, what do we need to know when it comes to oral health? It's kind of eye-opening for a lot of people.
Yeah, so what you said, oral health isn't always something that people think about. It's not sexy, as they would say, but it is so important. You know what are sexy is when people have teeth, right?
That'd be a start,
that is very important.
A beautiful smile.
A beautiful smile, exactly. And that's really important for not only your appearance, your confidence, but also your overall health. Oral health is actually related to heart disease. It's related to low birth weight in pregnant women. When they give birth to their babies, if they have periodontal disease or gum disease, it can affect the weight of the baby.
That's amazing.
Yes, and so a lot of people don't realize how the mouth is connected to the rest of your body.
I was going to say, and tell us about that research and how they came to make that connection. Is it because everything's just truly connected in our body, or
yes,
things are how does that even work?
Absolutely. Well, so if you think about, a lot of times people, everything is connected, right? So if you have this bacteria or this infection in your mouth with a cavity or periodontal disease,
right, that
can affect your bloodstream. And so then you're thinking about, for people who are maybe on a transplant list, we have several patients right now who are waiting for a kidney or liver transplant, things like that. Before they can go under and get that transplant, they have to remove all the infection from their body, and that includes in their mouth. So if you have any cavities or any decay, that needs to come out, because otherwise you're going to result in, you're going to have problems when you go under.
I never even thought about that. So if you have periodontal disease, you have inflammation, which is an infection, basically.
Exactly, yes.
I never even thought about that.
Well, it's amazing. My brain doesn't even wrap around a cavity being an infection. I'm thinking, oh, I got a hole, someone fill it. It's not that there's an infection actually.
Yeah, so what has happened, that's decay. So that decay in your tooth, it's rotted away, and that's just because that bacteria there. So what happens is when you don't brush your teeth in the morning, as you should, what happens?
For 2 minutes at least.
That's right, 2 minutes, 2 times a day, everybody. What biofilm is what we call that, and so then that just lingers on your mouth. And we've all heard the term plaque, right, on those toothbrush commercials. So that's plaque. If that plaque doesn't get brushed away, it calcifies and it turns into tartar or calculus. Once that tartar is on your teeth, you cannot remove that with your toothbrush. You have to have a hygienist or a dentist scale your tooth.
Scrape it off.
To scrape it off, because it's calcified, it's on there. And so then if you're not seeing your dentist or you're not getting that removed, what happens is your gums are like, hey, something's wrong here, and this is an infection. I have to get away. So they start to get inflamed. If you're bleeding when you're brushing, that's a good sign that maybe you need to see your dentist or to floss more often, or brush a little bit more in that area.
Right now, you say floss more often, and we've heard floss for many years.
Yes.
But a lot of times, and I know when I go to the dentist, when they take the floss, and I have some gaps between the teeth, and they go in and out with the floss, and it's no big deal. It's not really any resistance whatsoever. But is it still important to hit that open gap with the floss?
Yes. So what's
Why
happening?
Is that?
So when you're flossing, what you're really doing, we hope you're doing, is you're scraping that floss against the sides of the teeth. So that's getting in between those teeth, and it's also getting up underneath the gum line. You don't think about that, but that floss is kind of going just up underneath the gum line to get the plaque that's there or that bacteria that's there, and just scrape it off the tooth. Your toothbrush can't reach some of those places just because the bristles are so small and your teeth are tight together. And so by using that floss, you're getting those areas and scraping that off. That's otherwise areas where that plaque might linger and then turn into calculus, that your dentist would have to scrape off. Another thing to note is, once we heard gingivitis a lot, and that's the beginning stage of gum disease. So gingivitis, if it doesn't get treated, then turns into periodontitis, which then starts to affect your teeth and actually the bones in your jaw. If it gets bad enough, your gums will start to pull away, and it can actually, and this is a very extreme case, right? So, but it can actually erode the bone in your jaw, where your teeth then don't have a solid foundation and can start to get loose or even fall out.
Okay. Okay, so we talked about floss and how to properly floss. Because you're taking the floss, you want to scrape the sides of your teeth as well as get under the gum line. That's good to know there.
Yes, on both sides of each tooth.
Now let's talk about the toothbrush itself.
Yes.
Manual toothbrush, electric toothbrush.
Whatever you prefer.
What about the sonic ones that we see advertised all over the place?
We have, we actually sell sonic
Whatever
hair.
it takes.
Whatever it takes.
That's right.
But does it matter? Does the sonic work better than the handheld brush?
Really, it's all a matter of kind of technique, and as long as you are brushing and reaching, making sure you're focusing on every surface of your tooth, so you're getting behind, you're getting up near the gum line. Near the gum line is something that we share with our patients a lot, because that's somewhere that they kind of neglect to do it. So if you're doing just the bottom parts of your teeth, that's not always getting the plaque that's up along the gum line that is sometimes harder to get off, or that interproximal between the teeth plaque that we see. So if you are brushing, as long as you're brushing twice a day for 2 minutes, that's your best defense against dental decay, cavities, periodontal disease, gum disease, any of those things. And one thing that I always tell people, sometimes people are like, oh, I gotta scrub that plaque off, I gotta get it. And they actually push too hard. And that can actually cause your gums to recede too. One thing to do is to hold your toothbrush like you would hold a pencil, like you're writing. And if you do that, it really doesn't take a lot. It's just a gentle motion. But if you hold your toothbrush like a pencil while you're brushing, that is a great way to get that plaque off. Another way is if you're brushing and you look, your toothbrush is facing you, the bristles are coming out, angle it up just a little bit for those top teeth, and you can actually, then you're hitting the gum line right along that teeth. That's a great way to make sure that you're getting up there. It's going to tickle a little bit, and that's a good sign.
Okay.
And a lot of people say, like, well, my gums never bleed till I go to the dentist. Well, that's because they're really getting into those areas that you should be cleaning every day.
They're really cleaning.
Yes. So if your gums are bleeding at home, that's a great notion, a great sign that you need to be brushing either more frequently, flossing more frequently, or visit your dentist.
We're showing you some images of the great dental care that you give to kids, because speaking of tooth decay, it's pretty prominent when it comes to children.
Yeah,
correct?
actually, people don't realize how prominent it is. It is actually 4 times more common in children than asthma. It is the most common chronic disease in children in our country. I mean, hands down. And it is a disease. So like we talked about, it's an infection in your mouth. And so then there are a lot of kids, and sometimes parents don't think about it, oh yeah, they've had 4 or 5 cavities already. But they don't have to. You know, that's money that parents could be saving and putting back in their pockets if they help their kids brush at night. That is decay that they just don't have to undergo. Sometimes kids are afraid of the dentist because that's all they've known is to just go in and get those cavities fixed, and sometimes that's a little bit more scary than a cleaning and a checkup.
And might prevent them from maybe visiting as they get into adulthood as well.
Correct, yes.
Not everyone has access to dental care, but that's why you guys exist and you do incredible work. Talk a little bit about that.
Exactly, yes. Our mission is to provide equal access and quality care and education to folks. And one of the ways that we do that is we actually take the dental care to them. So for kids in particular, we know that parents sometimes have barriers. So they're working during the day. They can't get the kids to the appointment. They maybe don't have, maybe dad took the car to work, mom's at home and doesn't have a mode of transportation. She's watching other kids under 5 or younger that can't sit still in the waiting room or need extra care. And so what we do is we take the mobile dental clinic, which is a huge RV.
Right there.
Yes, with 2 chairs, 2 dental chairs, and we take that to the schools. So that we can provide dental care on site while the kids are at school. We also have our Nolden Gentry Dental Clinic that's located in downtown Des Moines within the central campus, Scavo High School.
Okay.
We can actually go pick up the kids from school and take them to that location. So any kid within the Des Moines Public School District can participate, can receive care at that location if they have insurance or if they don't have insurance. So that's another barrier that families sometimes run into. They can't afford dental insurance for their children. And so if that's the case, it doesn't matter. We will still see that child, we will still do their care at the very best we can, and then make any necessary referrals if they need additional treatment.
And how do people get involved with the program?
Absolutely. So one way that you can do that is visit our website. That's www.dentalconnectionsonline.com. You can always give us a call, 515-244-9136. And we are we do speak Spanish, hablamos español. And so if you are watching and interested in that, give us a call. But we also have a Facebook page that people can visit. And for those of you who maybe do have insurance, or maybe dental care isn't something that you struggle to access, you can also help the people who can't access it by donating to Dental Connections.
Wow, nice.
So we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We've been doing this for over 100 years now.
That's amazing.
And so you are able to donate and provide care. And actually, if for just $1 a day, what folks can do is provide all the preventative care that a child needs for the entire year.
What a great thing to do.
A little thing can make a huge difference,
really,
especially when
truly
it
does.
comes to someone's smile. So
Absolutely.
please consider that. Emily, you're amazing. Thank you for always joining us
so
and
Thank
giving
you
us
so
some
much.
great information. Most importantly, brush. 2 minutes.
Please.
Get her done this morning. All right. Great things are continuing to head your way as we finish up this first hour of Iowa Live this morning with some totally serious news. That's heading your way next on a very foggy morning. Take a look at that image outside, folks. If you're heading out the door, please, please be safe. We'll be right back with more here on Iowa Live.